Violence against women in India, a review of trends and patterns. Already I have told you that I'm not going to give you lot many statistics about the types of the violence, but generally, being as a student of sociology or being as a human being, in what way we have to look towards the violence against women, what happens with the woman when she faces all such kind of violence, that we are going to discuss today. Now, I have divided my presentation into three parts. The first part will talk about what is the broad understanding about the violence against women. And here, to make you to understand the topic itself, I have taken one of the definition given by United Nations, who define violence against women as any act of gender-based violence that results in, is likely to result in physical, sexual, mental, or suffering to women, including threats of such coercions or there is some disturbance, arbitrary deprivations of liberty, whether occurring in public or in private life. So very vast definition it is. It talks about any of the act which is based on violence and which results in what? In physical, sexual or mental harm to a woman who suffers from it, or any kind of threats. It can be included as per the act, as per the force, or arbitrary deprivations of what? Of liberty, which occurs in public as well as in private place. Now, when we talk about India, then almost half of the population of India, we say that women, okay, who are, or not always, but being ill-treated and deprived of their rights to any personal liberty as provided under the Constitution of India. Again, you can be aware of what is going on in India today also. Are we following whatever liberty, freedom, rights which had been given to us by the Constitution of India, or are we challenging to it? That we have to understand. Women are always considered as a physically and emotionally weaker than the males. Again, this is one myth which is already present in the society. Whereas present women we have seen, they are there, seen, visible in all kind of field, whatever work they do. But still such kind of myths which prevailed in the society make women to go back and to be just make herself in four walls. And but further, we have observed this particular thing also, that behind closed doors of homes of all across our country, women are being tortured, beaten, and killed. Okay, again, this is a very vague statements which I'm making. But why I'm making this vague statement, when you see the statistics, that time you understand. But as I said, I'm not going to go in that statistics and make you bored to just to have a numbers, but we will try to understand that when I'm saying, then how it is being experienced by us in everyday life. And again, it is not like that it happens in particular areas. It happens everywhere. Whatever what locale you can think of it, whether it's a rural town, cities, metropolitan cities, etc. and etc. Again, it has crossed all the levels, whether you cannot say only in the rural or what to say, the low class or different classes, social classes. On the basis of that, you cannot divide and see where it is existing. Everywhere, in all social classes, okay, in all social racial lines, in all age groups. Again, you cannot rectify in which age group it is more. When I will be dealing the next slides, it will be more easy for you to understand. In each and every age phase or age group, such kind of violences are experienced by a particular person. It is becoming a legacy of us to forward from one generation to another. Whatever we see, we try to behave in the same way again and again. Okay, but it is very pathetic situation. You cannot say like that where the women are safe and how they are going to remain safe. Now, this particular slide will give you an idea. It is like a cycle, and if you have to break the cycle, what have to be done? When we talk about the violence against women, it promotes what? It promotes disequilibrium in society. Okay, you can see the inequality which exists in the society due to this violence, not only in society, but at the national level as well as the international levels. So, violence against women brings disequilibrium in society at national level, at international levels, which further leads to number of crimes which women faces. It can be rape, it can be kidnapping, it can be trafficking, it can be dowry deaths, it can be sexual harassment, etc. and etc. And when these kind of crimes exist, then what happens? It gives lack of happiness. Lack of happiness for a person who is suffering from it. And then whole of the family which that person belongs, then at the larger level, the whole society. And due to that, it goes to whole of the humanity. See, a person who is suffering, from there to the family to which the person is a part, and from there to the society, there to the nation, and then to the humanity as a whole. So it is a threat for the humanity. So violence against women, when we talk, it brings inequality in the society, which leads to number of crimes. Number of crimes affects the well-being or happiness or peace or prosperity or development of one particular person. If we have to stop this, then what we can do? We have to promote non-violent society. And these non-violent society we can put forward by empowering women. So how we can empower and all that? Again, the criterias are different. First of all, a person herself or himself have to think that how much importance you give to your life. And then you have to cross forward and to see about the family, and then about the society, then about the nation, and then about whole of the humanity. So one slides give you a better understanding what we are going to do it today. Now, as I said just little back, that different stages throughout our life we experience gender-based violence. It is visible at different stages, like prenatal stage. When we talk of a prenatal stage, then pre-birth elimination of female, that is sex selective abortion. If we come to know that the baby is female, try to abort the infant or just baby. So pre-birth elimination of females. So are you getting the violence starts from where? Starts from the womb itself. From there it goes to the old age. How? We will see. Then physical battery, that is maramari, violence, okay? All these during pregnancy. If it happens like that also, it is a violence which a woman is facing from the beginning itself. And then when we cross prenatal to infancy, then one very important which you people may be studying in sociology, that is female infanticide. Okay, then another very important type of violence is this differential access to care, nutrition, healthcare, to education, like to whom to give preference for food. First boys will have, then girl will have whatever is remaining. So we don't bother about the nutrition of a girl child. Healthcare, if boy sneezes also, we rush to the hospital. But for a girl, we try to give the home remedies. Education, where she has to earn. A boy has to earn, so boy has to get the education. So all these kinds of differentiation starts from the beginning, which gives, or it is a part of the gender violence. Now, during the childhood, you want or you do not want, the girl want or do not want, forceful marriages, that is the child marriages. Okay, many a times child sexual abuse also. There are certain myths about child sexual abuse also, which I will be discussing further in one of the slide. Child prostitution, then again the same during this period, we are not ready to give a lot of care for such child. No nutrition, no health care, no education. Means we provide but not as it should be. That differences are there among between two, boys and girls. Okay, then later on during the adolescence periods, molestation, eve teasing, rape, sexual harassment at the workplaces, forced prostitution by trafficking and all, then violence associated with premarital pregnancy or abortion, then differential access to care, nutrition, healthcare, education, kidnapping, abduction, all these are possible or are occurred during this particular age group. And further, if you will see, when a person is in the age of youth and adulthood, domestic violence, marital rape, dowry related abuse and murders, coerced pregnancy. Okay, a person do not want to be have child, do not want to be a pregnant, but forced pregnancy, then homicide, sexual harassment, molestation, abuse, rape, then desertion, just leaving like that and going away. Okay, all these are experienced during the age of youth and adulthood. And it is not like that old age people do not face the violence. They do. Abuse of elderly is a part of the violence. Abuse of widows is a part of violence. Threat of sexual violence, okay, not giving them proper attention, proper food, not proper medical facilities, etc. and etc. So if you will see these slides, you will come to know that gender-based violence is very much visible from the beginning itself till the last stage of the life. Okay, so from infancy, prenatal to infancy to childhood to adolescence to youth and adulthood till old age, you can see that yes, we are, or the violence against women are very much visible in our society. You can keep, we can keep ourselves in the center and try to see where we are following or where we have to be work out and to look after further. Okay, only one slide I have made it on statistical data, okay, which had been put forward by the National Crime Record Bureau for the crime against women. Just try to see, when we are saying that it is happening in our society, just next door to us, why next door to us, in our family itself, this is what the image of our society. Every day 337 cases of crime against women are reported, which are reported, where the record is found. Otherwise, it may be number of, okay, the more and more number, but reported is 337 cases. Again, this is not a small number, it is a big number. 42 women are raped. This is what we are talking of every day. 1/4 of all rape victims are children. That is why one slide I have devoted for child sexual abuse. 18 cases of dowry deaths. Though dowry legislation had been passed long back, we know that dowry taking and giving is a crime. Still, you can find out 18 reported dowry deaths occurs every day. Every hour, 5 women face cruelty at home. It can be in the form of physical, mental harassment, or whatever, in whatever term. 5 molestation cases are reported every hour. This is which has been reported. So on the basis of this data, you can just imagine about others what they may be facing. What will be the number? The number will be quite large, but on paper it is less. Okay, again, why it is less? Stigma is there. How people will look to us, that is there. How the society try to look forward to all such kind of people. Like, see, as I said, there are the number of myths which we have, which are existing in the society, and which we have to see and try to introspect ourselves where we just stand. See, I'm not going to catch hold all the types of the violences or the abuse or against women, because I have seen your what to say, the chart where the number of lectures had been given and number of topics are going to be covered by some other people. But those who had been not covered by other speakers, that I'm going to touch today, where I found that one is domestic violence. Okay, now what is domestic violence? It includes harms or injuries to women's health, safety, life, well-being, mental or physical. Okay, it can be through physical, sexual, verbal, emotional and economic abuse. And if you will see, according to the United Nations Population Fund report, 2/3 of married Indian women, 2/3 of married Indian women are victims of domestic violence attack. Okay, as I said, it is not in particular society, particular community, particular region, particular state. Everywhere it is there. Somewhere it is on a larger scale, somewhere it is on a lower, but it should not be there. That is what our concern should be. In India, more than 55% of the women suffer from domestic violence. Okay, these are the data which has been put forward by the United Nations Population Fund report, where states of Bihar, UP, MP, and other northern states more. As I said, it is there everywhere. You cannot say like that where it is more. Everywhere it is there. In our society, in our place where we are living. Okay, many a times we just try to take it. This is not our responsibility and no need to put forward ourselves in that. Okay, so what is the manifestations of the domestic violence? If you talk of physical abuse, what physical abuse mean? It means hitting, it means slapping, it means kicking, it means punching, it can be burning, it can be choking using physical object. Physical abuse means what? If anything put in your mouth and make you to struggle, that is also physical abuse. Cause injury and control over reproductive rights and health. All these comes under physical abuse. So when we talk of manifestation of domestic violence, it becomes very vague to understand what exactly is this. So I have tried to give you, when I say physical abuse, what it means. It does not mean only slapping, but it includes so many things in that. That is hitting, slapping, kicking, punching, burning, choking, injury, and controlling your reproductive rights also. Then what are we mean by the mental abuse? Then threats dictating what a woman can and cannot do. Means sometime you wants to do something, but is said you are a girl, no need of doing this. Okay, that is also a mental abuse, which is a part. Sorry. Okay, so this becomes very important to understand. And another one is verbally abusing, using words which is harmful, which affects us, not only physically but even mentally, humiliating the woman on her parents. हाँ? तेरे माँ बाप ने यही सिखाया क्या? This is also a mental abuse. No one has the authority to say what our parents had taught us. The same question we can ask directly to that person also who is asking this question to us. Not allowing women to leave the house or visit to the any of the relatives, natives, friends, etc. All these comes under mental abuse. I am giving you exact what can be, and as I said, you have to think of yourself, where do you stand, and then look to all these slides, then it will be more easy for you to understand. Next is sexual abuse. Okay, rape, unwanted touching also. If anyone's touch make us uncomfortable, that is sexual abuse. Forcing sexual acts, refusal to practice safe sex, that is also part of sexual abuse. This is what I'm giving you the direct understanding. When we say these terms, always we uses these terms without getting proper meaning or understanding. And then when we talk of economic or property abuse, yes, stealing or destroying personal belongings, demanding money, withholding basic needs. It can be food, it can be clothing, okay? Not allowing women to work. This is economic abuse. If you are not being allowed to go out to work, that is also abuse, which comes under the heading of economic, okay? Taking your property, making you to struggle for money, all these is a part of economic and property abuse. Okay, now there are certain stigma in the society which we have to look about and try to understand. Generally, what we say, domestic violence is very, very rare. Only few women experiences this, not all women. It is completely a private matter. Community should not get involved. We say na, तो पति पत्नी का झगड़ा है, why to interfere in that? Yes, ये तो भाई बहन का झगड़ा है, okay, ये तो अंदर की बात है. All this is what we considered it as a private matter. Domestic violence is not at all a private matter. The whole of the community is affected due to that, and that is why we have to think. But these are what the myths which are surrounding. आज झगड़ रहे हैं, कल मिल जाएंगे. So why to go and interfere in that? Okay. Domestic violence must remain silent and maintain family honor. Very nowadays important this is, that you have to maintain the name of the family. Don't make others to say that यही सिखाया था, पढ़ाया लिखाया इसीलिए ऐसे कर रहे हैं. All these. So to keep family honor, to keep family name, make others proud of ourselves, we try to digest all the things which is happening to us. And that is why society says that domestic violence must remain silent, because if it happens, no problem, some other day it will be solved. Okay, and you have to keep your family honor and name. You cannot disclose it openly outside. Domestic violence do not want to break out of abuse. Okay, those who are suffering have to think of it, whether to say or whether not to say. Okay, many a time. See, there are so many examples which we can, but I don't think so. It's now 2:45. How we think on it, how we take it, that also becomes very important to understand. Many a times, number of things happens in the family, but we just avoid it. In our society, it happens, we avoid it. Okay. Then further, we experiences in the colleges where we are going for studies, where we are working, or any other places, but we try to neglect it, leave it. Okay, but this is what the myths which are prevailed in our society, some of understanding which are there exist in the society. And many a times it is said that domestic violence abusers are alcoholics and drug addicts. Those who are alcoholics and those who have the addiction habit, they only do the domestic violence. This is not at all true. This is true, but not whole. There are many others, those who do not take anything, but they directly or indirectly involved in domestic violence. Now, what are the causes behind all these? Very roughly or very in fast manner, I will move ahead. I will not go in detail. I have written the points which I thought I will explain you, but I came to know that three lectures every day you are listening. So I don't think so it is possible for you to just pay attention. There are many economical reasons, social reasons for all these domestic violence. Okay, the main is economic one, the poverty, money, okay, the behavior of an individual. It can be any kind of behavior, the pattern, the nature, okay, of the partner with whom we are living, or the members with whom we are living. Then many a time, stress, psychological reasons are also there. So social, economic, and psychological reasons are there for domestic violence. One very important, unemployment. You may be knowing that what is the ratio of unemployment today among the youths in India. If youths are not having a job, if they cannot earn, then again, the quality of men should be what? To earn. If a person, the quality which is appreciated by everyone, and if the person is not earning, how you are going to tolerate? Then all these. So men is also struggling with what it should be or what it should not be. Like in gender sensitization, many a times speakers would have said that if a boy cries, what we say, why you are crying like a girl? Means already we have decided that the girls had the right to cry openly anywhere, everywhere. But boy cannot. He has to not show his emotions openly. He has to catch hold his emotion. So all these are the things which already we have decided, and accordingly we have to move forward. Another very important type which I saw that nobody else is covering, so which one or two slides I have made on that, sexual violence, okay, which is defined any sexual act, attempt to obtain a sexual act, unwanted sexual comments or acts to traffic or directed by that against a person's sexuality using coercion, force by any person, regardless of their relationship to the victim, in any setting, including but not limited to home and work. So if it happens anywhere, okay, that is what the sexual violence. You cannot say at home or at outside at the workplace. But everywhere, anywhere, if such kind of activity happens, it is called as a sexual violence. See, again, as I said, I will be talking on the pattern. We will review the pattern which are existing in the society. So again, there are certain myths. Sexual violence only affects a small number of women. It is not experienced by everyone or not observed by everyone. Women make sexual assault allegations out of spite, take revenge. ये आजकल बहुत चल रहा है. People are misunderstanding that. Maybe few cases will be like that. I'm not saying all are like that. Few may be like that. But कहते हैं औरतों के हाथ में हथियार आ गया है. Use this and to allegate anyone else. So that is also a myth which prevailed in our society. Okay, sometime very much you may be experiencing women invite sexual assaults by the way they dress and behave. कहते हैं ना कि वो खुद ही इनवाइट करते हैं, तो हम क्या करें, इस तरह से कपड़े पहनते हैं, ऑटोमेटिकली हम हमारी निगाहें जाती है, हमारा मन फिसलता है. Who are you to decide what we have to wear, how we have to? All these are very important, but these are the things which are prevailed in our society. Another very important one, woman means yes when they say no also. This is well accepted fact. अगर वो नहीं भी कह रहे हैं तो भी उनके नहीं में भी yes है, हाँ है. This is what we feel. Husband cannot sexually assault their wife. Again, another myth which prevails in the society. If women do not want to have sex, then men cannot force her. Husband also. That is why. But this is a myth. Husband never sexually assault. This is the right. Women are revengeful towards their employers when they make allegations of sexual harassment in the workplace. Okay, generally believe these are the myths, these are the in our surrounding, all these things exist and we try to put forward in the same way. As I said, child sexual abuse. Again, what we feel, children are rarely abused, should not be allowed to play outside, as molestation and sexual assault generally occurs on playground or other public places. What we feel that, no, we should not send children alone outside, because sexual assault or molestation take place outside when they go out. But number of studies had been conducted which shows that more and more child sexual abuse is not done by the strangers, but by the family members. Okay, but generally what we think, abusers are strangers or servant or drivers or domestic helpers. But the studies have proved that they are more danger in their house with their relatives also. Child sexual abuse does not happen in Indian families because our values are something like that which do not make such things to happen in our families or in our society. These are the myths. In reality, it is just opposite. Again, what are the causes for all such kind of sexual violence? We accept easily, we try to neglect easily. Okay, this is happening, no problem. One day it will happen, next day things will not happen like that. We are ready to compromise. Okay, many a time society gives a stigma to a victim. Okay, then lack of public safety, lack of police, lack of the sluggish court system. We all know that in what way the famous movie was there, Damini, which you would have seen and you would have understand in what way the court system works. If it is in that way, so better not to report the things and just to carry forward. Okay, as I said, another one very important is sex selective abortion. And in India, we can say it is on the hardest hit, okay, where you can find out 15.8 million women were missing. You may be studying in sociology about the missing girl child and all that. It is just because of the sex selective abortion which is existing in our society. And again, why we do such kind of activity, why there is a sex selective abortion, why we do not want a female girl child. Again, there are certain beliefs and myths which prevails in our society. What we say, son is gold, daughter means worry. एक कहावत है हिंदी में, लड़का मरे कमबख्त का, लड़की मरे भाग्यवान की. Have you understood? A fool loses his male child and the fortunate one lose a girl child. यानी अगर लड़की मरती है तो ये वो भाग्यवान की बात है. हाँ, लड़का नहीं मरना चाहिए. This is what the myths, this is what the beliefs which exist in our society. We need a male child because we treat girl as paraya dhan. She is going to marry, she will be going to someone else's house. What about us? What we are going to get it? Okay, then our values are there, our systems are there, which we are so our own self we have created. कि लड़की के घर का तो पानी भी नहीं पीते, राइट? लड़की का पैसे कैसे खा सकते हैं? हम खुद कहते हैं को लड़की के कमाई पे जी रहा है, औरत की कमाई पे जी रहा है. Not acceptable. These are the myths which prevailed in our society, and due to what we do not want to have a girl child, and that is why more and more sex selective abortion. We do prefer the son. Why do we prefer the son? Because son carries a family name. Yes or no? They are also charged with the responsibility of taking care of the parents. This responsibility cannot be shared by the daughter. It is believed that, though today you would have seen that daughters are taking care of the parents, looking after the families, but society do not accept this. Again, the funeral rites had been shifted to girls. We have seen number of examples. Okay, but again, there are certain stereotype understanding which make us to go for such kind of activities. Another one, dowry system. For several reasons, economically, they are treated as burden on the family. Instead of spending money on their education, it's better to खर्च कर दो एक बार शादी में और चुपचाप बैठ जाओ. Okay, this is what the tendency. So why to spend too much money on education of a girl and to make her independent? Better to अपनी responsibility खत्म कर दे and to relax ourselves. Okay, this is what is our thinking. Another very important thinking of the general understanding is that low earning potential of girls. Okay, girls spend a lot of hours in cooking, cleaning, caring of children, sitting at home, okay, and doing all the chores. पर उनको मिलता क्या है? दिन भर घर में तो बैठे रहते हो, क्या काम है? This is what the statement which we have to hear all the time. Okay, means when you go out, that time only you work. If you are earning, that is only the work. Again, there is a lot of debate. You would have been studying in gender paper and all that if you are studying. Okay, then due to lack of schooling and all illiteracy, okay, we do not get, because many a times, as I said, we do not want to spend too much money on their education. So what kind of job they will be doing? So all these is tried to correlate with the man and tried to correlate with the girl by seeing that they have very low earning potential. They do have a high earning potential, but you should be given the opportunity to do that. Whether we are giving the opportunity to the girls to do that, that makes a different point to understand. Okay, then control of population is another reason which had been given, and at the end I have given the study which had been put forward by Professor Ramanamma. where she had maintained that sex selective abortion occurs mostly in those families where there is two or more girls. Okay, already if girls are there, then automatically we do not want to go for a more girls because we want a male child. Okay, and then again we have to see about the ideal family size, what we think of. अगर आपने देखा होगा family, अगर हम image करते हैं family का, it happens like that: husband, wife, two children, one boy, one girl. Okay, ये एक अपना imagination है, and with that imagination we move in the society. So if more and more girls, already two girls we are having, and if we want to have a boy, then automatically we look forward for sex selective abortion. Okay, now these are the some of the points which I have made into introspect and try to find out if any of the actions, how you take it, it depends on you. If you are feeling good, well and good. Okay, if it is in your control, well and good. If you feel like that, yes, it is okay with me, well and good. If this side, if you will see, the other side feels bad, one-sided, feel powerless, power-based, unwanted, invading, demeaning, you get anger, you become sad, then all these comes under violence. You should not feel all these things. If all these things is happening, it means it is not good. Okay, then further, if you have to look after how it affects, what are the impacts. Okay, again I have tried to give in two way. Like on one side you can keep yourself and see if you are working, if you are studying as your profession, how it affects you, and on the personal side how it affects. Let us first discuss about our personal impact. What happens? Depression, anxiety, panic attacks, traumatic stress, problems with intimacy, sleeplessness, feeling powerless, shame, guilt, self-blame, loss of confidence and self-esteem, difficulty in concentrating, headaches, withdrawal, isolation. You don't want to be with people, you want to live separately, alone, you feel comfortable closing the doors and sitting at home. All these fatigue, loss of motivation, you don't want to do anything. Okay, personal difficulties with time and all that, eating disorder, maybe you don't want to eat, or you eat, weight loss or gaining of weight, all these affects you. One simple thing happens, you may be reading the newspapers and all that, where number of things, or the number of what to say, the not exactly the case study, but the way the interpretation has been done, that way you can make it out how a person may be feeling. Okay, angry, violent, most important, losing of trust on the other. But all these happens with the person who suffer with violence. Okay, and on the other side, if you are a student, you cannot pay attention to your work. You are not ready with your assignments. You are not prepared for your examination, and you are more love to sit at home instead of going to the colleges. All these happens. Okay, you become a subject of gossip or topic for the others. All these happens with personal as well as whatever you are part of your profession. Impact or the consequences or the effects of all these violence becomes very important to understand. Okay, now what are the factors which we should keep it in our mind when we study about the violence against women? 2 3 points I have made it, that crime against women in each category are rising over the years. It is increasing. Day by day, it is increasing. Much crime against women are not reported. It is unreported, which already I have told you in the beginning itself. These are the facts which I am talking of. There is dearth of data and statistics on crime against women, because whatever data we are getting, data is on the basis of the report, which the cases which had been reported. All those cases which had not been reported, you cannot make it out. Okay. Further, it is vital that the research and quantitative analysis of crime against women constitutes in a systematic manner in its many dimensions at the central, regional, state, district, and even at the block level. Discriminatory community norms and gender stereotypes lead to what? Lead to structural inequality between men and women, and put women at risk of several forms of violence, which I have already discussed with you. Changing community norms and empowering women becomes very, very essential to end violence against women. Empowering does not mean that you have to go out and to just do whatever you want. Okay, here I mean to say that you have to realize what is good, what is acceptable, what do you do not want, that should not be acceptable. All these becomes very, very important for us. We know that many legislations have been passed. Okay, I'm not going to go in detail of the legislation. Each of these crime which we have talked today, laws are there. But are we accepting those? Okay, the laws relating to violence themselves constitute the greatest barrier against justice for women. This is aggravated by judicial responses toward the victims and the acts of violence, which are influenced by the patriarchal norms of society. Okay, just few minutes back, I have told about the movie. If you would have seen, you would realize how people look at you, how people think on you, the way the people ask you. All these becomes very important to understand. Okay, attempts by women to seek justice through the criminal justice system are regularly forestarted. Although legislation exists, measures to ensure its full implementation, including legal literacy, training officials, responsibilities for administrating the legislations, providing legal support services, enable beneficiaries, invoke legislation, monitoring implementation, and enacting laws based on ground realities have not happened sufficiently. Just to pass the law and to take out our shoulder, you cannot do like that. Are we providing? People are aware, girls are aware about their rights as a human rights. Are they aware about if this happens, what they have to do? Are they aware where they have to go and lodge the complaint? Are they aware how to tackle the situation? All these becomes more important than only passing the legislation. Legislation can be one method, but along with legislation, we have to make other important, what to say, the adjustment to give better understanding to the masses. And that is why this particular slide I have made it, that legislations are mere weapons to fight. But all these will be useless until and unless women remain puppets in the hands of their male members. You have to think twice, thrice, what is good, what is bad. For that, you have to develop your self-respect. You have to cross the line, okay, or you have to draw the line that nobody should cross that. When you decide among yourself, then only legislation can work as a weapon for you. Otherwise, it's of no use. And that is why the right of a woman is to be respected for her mind and for being her own person. Okay? We need that. We don't need mercy. Already we are very much aware what we have to do. So we should be respected for our mind and not only being a person. Okay, that is what exactly I wanted to discuss today with you all. If anything, you can ask me.
Ma'am, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can. Let me go back to the video first. I'm not getting it how to go back. Just wait. Huh? Stop share. Okay. Yes. I think I'm on the time. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. This is Sakshi. My first question is, I hope you have heard about hijab controversy, which is recently running issue. And ma'am, what do you think that hijab controversy is the result of casteism in education or discrimination by education system? So we can say that it is a violence against women, because in Article 15 we cannot article says that we cannot discriminate any person on the basis of their caste, religion, race, sex, or their place of birth. So, ma'am, what do you think?
Sakshi, you gave answer to your question itself. When the Constitution is saying nobody has the right to say anything, am I right? That is your
Yes, ma'am.
choice. That is a personal choice. See, what I have tried to explain you, when you feel comfortable, where you feel confident, okay, where you feel good, you present yourself, whatever you wear. Why I should take an objection? That is your choice, because choice had been given by the Constitution itself. And we are no one to challenge the Constitution. Constitution is for the betterment of the society, right? So that the society should move smoothly. So the answer you yourself had given in your question.
So, ma'am, can we say that education system is responsible for violence against women?
See, I cannot say like that what exactly, but education is the right of women or right of any of the individual. Okay. This making on this particular criteria to stop education, is this right? You only say. Is it right?
No, ma'am.
Not acceptable, no?
Okay. Ma'am, my another question is, ma'am, can we say that surrogacy is the type of violence against women? Can we say that?
The way it is being practiced today, yes.
Okay.
The way, because what is happening, the person who is having money, they are just taking the womb of the other person who need money. Like one of the article has been written by Professor Smita Avchar. Okay. And I think she is going to give one lecture also to you people. So you can ask her this question. She will give you the better answer than me, where she has said that how these celebrities are taking the womb of the other because they do not want to spoil their body. One thing. Second, they are economically well off, financially well off, so they can pay. So all these. But think about that poor woman who is doing it, is like a business. That woman is not getting all the money. Okay. It is like an agency. And through agency, the money had been given to the poor woman. So as I said, legislations are there. But until and unless we are not aware how we are going to utilize it for our own rights. Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, one more question.
Yes.
How
Yes.
Me Too movement
No, I can't hear you. Sakshi, I can't hear you.
Sakshi, remove your headphones.
Ma'am, am I audible to you?
Yeah, now.
Okay. Ma'am, how Me Too movement is helping to decrease violence against women? Does it helpful to women? Do you think that? मतलब इसमें हमारी राइट टू प्राइवेसी को हार्म हो रहा है, ऐसा आपको लगता है?
देखिए अगेन ये परसेप्शन पे होगा ना। एटलीस्ट आप ये तो सोचिए कि लोग आ रहे हैं, इसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं, यानी लोगों को इतना टाइम लगा कि कब ये उनके साथ हुआ है और आज वो उस बारे में बात कर रहे हैं।
Exactly.
यू कैन थिंक यानी किस तरह का प्रेशर हमारे ऊपर होता है, हाउ वी टेक इट एंड हाउ वी गो अहेड। हमको इतना टाइम लगा कि हमारे साथ ऐसा हुआ है शेयर करने में, ये बताता है यानी हम कितने दबे हुए हैं। उसी वक्त हम क्यों नहीं उठ के खड़े होके बोलते हैं कि नहीं आप ऐसा नहीं कर सकते, राइट? ये भी पर्सपेक्टिव आपको देखना होगा, समझना होगा। इस तरह से हमको ट्रीट या नॉट ट्रीट आल्सो द वे वी हैव ब्रॉट अप, हमें इस तरह से बढ़ाया गया है। लाइक सपोज शादी ही होती है, अपने यहाँ एक कहावत है ना, शादी होती है तो क्या कहते हैं कि डोली माँ के घर से जाएगी तो वहां से अर्थी आनी चाहिए, है मैं राइट?
Yes,
तो यानी वहां जो हो आपको सहना है, हमारे पास नहीं आना लौट कर। इस मेंटालिटी से जब हम बच्चों को बड़ा करते हैं, आप समझ सकते हैं कि वो कितना टाइम लगता होगा उनको ये सब सोच के समझ के आगे जाने के लिए। एक्चुअली होल ऑफ द सोसाइटी is responsible for this. How much comfortable position you give to a woman to speak out.
Okay. And ma'am, my last question is, will you please take one more session on this topic, please, because you explained really good and you cleared all the points.
Thank you. Pleasure. Surely we'll try some other time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
मुलांना काही प्रश्न विचारायचे? ऋषिकेश.
मराठीत प्रश्न विचारू शकता मॅडम, छान मराठी बोलू शकतात, समजू शकतात.
Overall, Sanjay ji, I have satisfied the need of the lecture.
Sure, madam. It was very impressive in the sense that the students could know the details about the concept of violence against women. मुलांनो तुम्ही पण विचारू शकता.
मुलांनी विचारायला हवं ना, मुली.
मला एक मुद्दा चर्चेला आणायचा आहे की व्हायलन्स अगेन्स्ट विमेन असं म्हणलं की पुरुष सगळे अँटीथेटिकल म्हणजे अँटीथेसिस होतात आणि थेसिस विमेन होतात, आणि असंच रिलेशन आहे का? तर बहुतेक वेळेला ते आहे आणि काही वेळेला नाही पण आहे. तर याबद्दल मुलांना काय म्हणायचंय की व्हायलन्स हा कसा कन्स्ट्रक्ट होतो, तो सोसायटीमध्ये कसा येतो, तो कसा रुजतो, कसा पुढच्या पिढीकडे येतो, याबद्दल मुलांना काय वाटतं? तुम्ही अशा प्रकारची हिंसा तुमच्या आजूबाजूला दिसली तर तुम्हाला काय वाटत असेल? याबद्दल मत पण व्यक्त करायला हरकत नाही. तुम्ही प्रत्येक वेळी प्रश्नच विचारायला पाहिजे असं नाही. मी माझा एक अनुभव सांगतो, मला खूप महत्वाचं वाटतं. आम्ही इव्ह टीझिंग वर एक रिसर्च करत होतो आमच्या कॉलेजमध्ये इंटरनल लेवलला, आणि त्यामध्ये की काही मुलींशी बोललो आम्ही, इंटरव्ह्यूज घेतले. मुलींनी आणि मुलांनी पण त्यामध्ये सहभाग घेतलेला होता. तर त्यामध्ये ती मुलं नंतर, म्हणजे त्या मुलांना खूपच वेगळं वाटलं ते. तर त्या मुलांचे इंटरव्ह्यूज घेताना मुलांनीच मुलींचे इंटरव्ह्यूज घेतले, आणि त्या इंटरव्ह्यूज घेताना त्या मुलींना विचारलं की अशा प्रकारे तुम्हाला अब्यूज केलं जातं किंवा टीझिंग केलं जातं किंवा रस्त्यावर अडवून तुम्हाला काहीतरी कॉमेंट्स केल्या जातात, तेव्हा काय वाटतं तुम्हाला? तर मुलींनी आढेवेढे घेत नंतर मग खरं सांगायला सुरुवात केली, आणि त्या म्हणाल्या की काय वाटतं सांगू? घशाला कोरड पडते, हातपाय लटलट कापायला लागतात, खूप हेल्पलेस वाटायला लागतं, असं वाटतं की मटकन खाली बसून घ्यावं. आणि म्हणजे ज्या जुदो, कराटे वगैरे वगैरे सारखे शिकलेले आहेत, तर त्या सुद्धा इतक्या अवसान गळाटून जातं त्यांचं. आणि ते ऐकल्यानंतर मुलं म्हणाली की बापरे, आम्ही हे इमॅजिन पण नव्हतं केलं की असं काहीतरी होत असेल. आणि हे पहा की म्हणजे आपण एम्पॅथी म्हणतो ना, की ही इथं खूप महत्वाची आहे, की दुसऱ्याला काय वाटत असेल याचा विचार टीझिंग करणारी मुलं करतात का? याच्यावर छान व्हिडिओज वगैरे पण आहेत, आणि त्या व्हिडिओजमध्ये जी मुलं, टवाळकी करणारी मुलं, स्वतःच्या गर्लफ्रेंडला जेव्हा अशा प्रकारच्या टीझिंगला सामोरं जावं लागतं, तेव्हा ते पुन्हा विचार करायला लागतात. म्हणजे पहा की ही ही एक प्रक्रिया अत्यंत साधी माणुसकीने वागवण्याची आहे. आणि हे जसं मुलींच्या विरोधात हिंसा केली जाते, तशी मुलांच्या विरोधात, दुबळ्या मुलांच्या विरोधात पण हिंसा केली जाते. आणि त्याच्या बरोबरीने थर्ड जेंडरच्या बाबतीत सुद्धा प्रचंड मोठ्या प्रमाणात हिंसा केली जाते, प्रत्यक्षपणे किंवा अप्रत्यक्षपणे. हे आपण गेले 2 लेक्चर्स मध्ये ट्रान्सजेंडरच्या इश्यूज बद्दल बोलताना आपण हे समजावून घेतलेलं आहे ना.
Sir, I want to share one thing to all of you. Sir, you must or you should watch Article 50 movie. आपण त्यानंतर एक दलित वुमन आणि तिच्या समस्या काय असतात ना, ते आपण त्या मूवीद्वारे आपण समजू शकतो सर.
शुअर, असे बरेच सिनेमे आहेत, बघायला पाहिजेत तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी.
मॅडमने खूप वेगवेगळ्या विषयावर व्हायलन्सला स्पर्श केलेला आहे. घरात, कुटुंबाकडून, म्हणजे महाविद्यालयामध्ये कशा प्रकारे स्त्रियांच्या बाबतीत या घटना घडतात, अतिशय बारीक बारीक उदाहरणं दिली.
आणि
आणि
यातले काही महत्वाचे मुद्दे आहेत ना, की उदाहरणार्थ की अशा प्रकारचे अब्यूज, व्हायलन्स हा घरातल्या लोकांकडनं होतो. हां, की असे काही अत्यंत महत्वाचे ऑब्झर्वेशन्स आहेत. ही तुम्हाला बघा, तुम्ही आजूबाजूला सोसायटीमध्ये, की मॅडमनी सांगितलेला एक मुद्दा हा प्रत्यक्षात वास्तवात कसा दिसतो आपल्याला, हां, की हे ऑब्झर्व्ह करा. हां, हे पहा, आणि तुम्ही नंतर मॅडमशी बोलू शकता, या मुद्द्यांवर पुढेही चर्चा करू शकता.
चालेल, छान
Sure, sir.
विषयाची मांडणी मॅडमनी केलेली आहे. आणि आकडेवारी सुद्धा या ठिकाणी आपल्याला दाखवलेली आहे. त्याचं स्पष्टीकरण केलेलं आहे. मला वाटतं बऱ्यापैकी विद्यार्थ्यांना हा विषय अधिक स्पष्ट व्हायला मदत होईल. कालपर्यंत आपण थर्ड जेंडर, सकाळचं एक लेक्चर झालं मॅडमचं, की त्या विषयावर आपण जास्त लक्ष केंद्रित करायला हवं. पण मलाही वाटतं की मॅडमच्या या सगळ्या प्रेझेंटेशन मधनं व्हायलन्सचा विषय किती अजूनही रचनात्मक पद्धतीने वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी सर म्हणतात तसं तो केला जातो आहे. हे पुन्हा असं प्रेझेंटेशन केलं आणि ते लक्षात येतं की अजून खूप साऱ्या गोष्टी बाकी आहेत. थर्ड जेंडरचा प्रश्न तर आहेच. पण हे सुद्धा इश्यू तेवढेच महत्वाचे आहेत. मला मी ज्या कुटुंबातून आलो तिथे बालविवाह कालच्या लेक्चरमध्ये श्याम कोन्नूरने सांगितलं की आपणच आपल्या कुटुंबातील मुलींचं बालवयात लग्न करतो आणि मग त्या मुलीवर होणारे अत्याचार, होणारा रेप आणि नंतर मग कुटुंबातलेच लोक म्हणतात की होऊन जाईल सुरळीत. हे आपल्याला दिसतं. पण जो कायद्याचा उपयोग करायला हवं, जसं सलमा मॅडम म्हणतात की हे लेजिस्लेशन आहेत, राज्यघटना आहे, हे सगळं करायला हवं. पण प्रत्यक्षात ती डेअरिंग होत नाही. महिलांकडनं तसं केलं जात नाही. त्याला परंपरा असतील, पण हे करायला हवं. विद्यार्थिनींनी अ, ज्या सकाळच्या लेक्चरमध्ये सांगितलं वेगवेगळ्या ज्या संघटना आहेत, पोलीस आहेत, मंडळ आहेत, शिक्षक आहेत, प्राध्यापक आहेत, यांच्या मदतीने या गोष्टींवर प्रकाश टाकता येईल, मदत करता येईल. बरेचसे इश्यूज या कोर्स मधनं उलगडत चालले आहेत आणि याही लेक्चरमध्ये खूप साऱ्या गोष्टी उलगडल्या आहेत. सर इथे समारोप करायचा आपण.
हो, हरकत नाही. सलमा मॅडम, खूप छान माहिती दिली तुम्ही विद्यार्थ्यांना आणि या विषयावर वेगळेपणाने मुलं आता विचार करतील, नोट्स काढतील, लिहितील काही आणि आपले अनुभव समाजशास्त्र समजून घेण्यासाठी वापरतील अशी माझी आशा आहे. या संदर्भात सलमा मॅडम तुम्ही काही रेफरन्सेस विद्यार्थ्यांना सुचवलेत की हे मुद्दे आणि हे व्हिडिओज किंवा असं एक लिस्ट दिली तर आणखीन बरं होईल.
चालेल हो सर. आज व्हायलन्स अगेन्स्ट वुमेन इन इंडिया रिव्ह्यू ऑफ ट्रेंड्स अँड पॅटर्न्स या संदर्भात माननीय डॉक्टर सलमा मॅडम यांनी अतिशय उत्कृष्ट असं अभ्यासपूर्ण असं विविध विषयांना स्पर्श करणारं जे प्रेझेंटेशन केलेलं आहे, लेक्चर दिलेलं आहे, त्याबद्दल मी महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने, महिला महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने, केटीच्या महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने समाजशास्त्र विभाग आपलं अ, अ, मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. तसेच माननीय डॉक्टर संजय सावळे सर, केटीच्या महाविद्यालय यांचेही मी मनपूर्वक आभार मानतो. तसेच विद्यार्थिनी, विद्यार्थी या ठिकाणी जॉईन होत आहेत, लेक्चर ऐकतायत. निश्चितपणे मला वाटतं शेवटच्या दिवसापर्यंत ही मुलं बोलायला लागतील, त्यांना कळायला लागेल अशी अपेक्षा करतो आणि या ठिकाणी हे लेक्चर संपलं आहे असं मी अ, सांगतो. प्राचार्यांच्या वतीने असं जाहीर करतो. 4 वाजता पुन्हा एक तासासाठी अ, शशिकांत माळोदे सरांचं एक प्रेझेंटेशन आहे कष्टकरी स्त्रियांच्या बाबतीत. असंघटित क्षेत्रातल्या स्त्रियांना येणाऱ्या समस्या या बाबतचे लेक्चर विद्यार्थ्यांनी जॉईन करावं. थँक मॅम, सलमा मॅम. बहुत बहुत
सलमा मॅडम,
धन्यवाद.
थँक यू व्हेरी मच.
Thank you,
थँक यू.
thank you,
थँक
thank
यू.
you, thank you. Bye, bye.
बाय.